everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have two fun DIYs for Valentine's Day. Most of them are recycled or from the Dollar Tree. I also have a really sweet, yummy treat that you can package up in different ways and give it to your friends and loved ones. So let's get started by making this s'mores candy jar that was inspired by one that I watched from the Distressed Princess. And she gave me the idea, so I'm using a leftover Bath and Body Works jar. I always clean these out and keep them for craft supplies or whatever. I have some wood planks from the Dollar Tree that come in a set of 5 or 6, I believe, some paint, some Mod Podge, and so we are going to get this started. I first clean the jar in my dishwasher, and I know that everybody has their own way of applying paint to glass without it scratching. This way I found to be pretty effective, plus I give it an outside coat. So I'm just taking some Mod Podge and I am doing a nice thick layer around the glass until it's completely coated, and then you have to let this dry completely before you start applying the paint. Since I am painting this jar, I will go ahead and say thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for your support. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and the like button, and feel free to comment. I am now taking the top of the candle jar, and I have this apple barrel paint, and it is melted chocolate, so how appropriate. And I am going to paint the top lid with this melted chocolate. Now, you can also apply Mod Podge to the lid before applying the paint. I didn't do it, but I do seal this with some Mod Podge spray sealer. But go ahead and do a couple good coats of this brown or chocolate paint. Use whatever color you like to paint the lid. You're going to paint the top and the sides. You do not have to worry about the underneath because that is going to go over the top of the jar. But if you want to paint it, you can. I'm just trying to make this food safe in case you want to put marshmallows or something like that in it. So I do not paint the inside of the jar whatsoever. I'm painting this while my jar is drying with the Mod Podge on it. So I do my first quick layer, and then we will move on to the next step. Now you want to make sure you let these layers of paint dry completely before moving on. I wanted to also throw in there while I have the time, as you notice, my How the Cookie Crumbles was a short last week. That's because I ran out of time, but I did not want to let you down. I did tell you that I am going to be not doing the How the Cookie Crumbles every week for many reasons. One, because of the cost, and two, because they have a lot of repeats. And if they're not repeats that I really want to try, then I'm not going to waste my time and buy the cookies. Not only that, but my family says, we're tired of cookies, Mom. So how could you ever be tired of cookies? But Mom doesn't really eat them, so then they get stuck eating them, and I have been throwing a lot of cookies away. So I just wanted to throw that out there that it might be every other week, it might be every week, but if I don't do it one week, please don't be upset or discouraged. You know that I will come back at one point and do another video. But you are more than welcome to go back on some of my videos and let me know on the weeks that I do not do a review. You could let me know what your favorite cookie happened to be that week, and I would love to see what you think of the cookies outside of me telling you what I think of them. Anyway, we're continuing on. I'm doing my second coat of paint. I did another layer of Mod Podge. Actually, I did a layer of Mod Podge on the underneath of the jar. And now I am going to start painting. I'm using, I know it's in a pasta jar or a pasta sauce jar, but it is the Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. I could not get the lid closed on my paint jar, so I had to put it in there, and I'm at the end of it. So I am now going to do a nice thick coat of white chalk paint on the Bath and Body Works jar. You will see some streaks, but you can go ahead and, you know, we're going to do a couple layers, so you will cover some of those up. Now, just like I've seen in some other videos, I was trying for video's sake to get this out, and so I did not let the Mod Podge dry, I guess, as complete as I should. It's been really cold here, so things are taking longer to dry. And I saw some cracking in the paint. And so I tried to cover it over and over again, and I just kept seeing cracks through it. So I finally did a layer of Mod Podge on the outside after I painted, and that helped a little bit. But I figured, hey, this is going to be a s'mores jar, right? This is a marshmallow. So if it has a little cracks in it, then that's okay. But I just wanted to throw that out there. If you want the crackly look, don't let the Mod Podge dry completely and apply your paint. If you are preferring a smooth finish like you will see on some of my other jars I've done, then make sure that that Mod Podge is completely dry before applying your layers of your chalk paint. So once that first layer dries, you're going to want to go ahead and paint the underneath. I do everything in sections just because then I don't make as much of a mess. As you can see, I always have a bunch of paint on my fingers. So go ahead, paint the bottom, let it dry completely, and then you will do a second coat all the way around. So now I'm going to show you how to make melted chocolate along the edge of our lid. So you take your hot glue gun, and I did it in little sections, so like 1-inch sections maybe. I put the hot glue on there, and I kind of just kept like moving the lid around so that it would like drip in some places and then spread out a little bit more. You can do this however you find to be easy, but this is how I did it. As you can see, it dries like that. So I just continue this process all the way around. And if there are any spots that I don't have enough drips, I just apply more glue and let it drip down. But be careful, don't burn your fingers. And if you want that drip look, you kind of have to move your lid around like you see me doing. You do see that I have a scratch on the top of my lid, but that's okay. That is going to get covered. I'm not too worried about that. Actually, if you wanted to not paint the top of the lid and just paint the sides, you could, but I just like to do the whole thing. It's easier. So keep applying that hot glue and letting it cool all the way around. It doesn't take that long to cool and create your melted chocolate. So here's what it looks like when it's finished. And now I am going to paint that melted chocolate color all over the hot glue so that it looks like the chocolate is dripping down. I do only one coat, but then there are a couple spots that I have to touch up. But just do a nice thick layer of this over that hot glue so that you get most of that covered. But as you can see, it starts coming together really nicely. So here's where mine is different from the Distressed Princess. I can put her link below. She used some clay, and I had these wood planks that I bought probably a year or so ago from the Dollar Tree, and I thought they're square. I don't have to mess with the clay. They look like, you know, they could be a graham cracker, which is what we're creating. And so I chose to go with wood over the clay, and I knew that I wanted these to be a super cute candy jar, not just a piece of decor, and I wasn't sure how the clay would hold up with someone opening and closing the jar. So that's why I went this direction, and I just kind of blended some paint together. I used some of the melted chocolate along with some white for the graham cracker. I think I even added a little tad bit of yellow to it. But if you have like cashew or one of those colors from Waverly, you can use that. Use whatever paint you think you want to use for your graham cracker. So I just do a nice layer on the top, and then I do the bottom as well as the sides. So you just want to continue painting, letting it dry in between before you move on so that you don't get paint everywhere. So while the paint is drying on the squares, I'm going to go ahead and take my jar that is also dry and put that nice layer of matte Mod Podge over it. Now you can choose shiny, whatever one you, or gloss, whatever it's called, whichever one you want. The Dollar Tree typically carries both kinds. I just use a lot of the matte, so that's what I have. And you're applying a nice thick layer all over the jar. Again, doing this in sections so that you don't get your fingerprints and everything all over it. But go ahead and apply that, and once you have applied the entire jar or the sections of the jar, let them dry completely before you move on. Okay, so no laughing at this next step. I had to get super creative in how to create a graham cracker. And I was just like trying to figure it out. And I thought, well, the wood's kind of soft, so I think I'll use a knife. And I do, but it takes me some good pressing down, and then I kind of slide the bottom of the knife through the line. Basically, I'm creating the center of the graham cracker square. And so I take that big knife and I kind of create a line, and then I just keep pressing so that it's really in there until I've created the line to where you can see it. So yeah, you see me sawing at it with my kitchen knife. This is not a good kitchen knife, by the way. This is just a dull knife that's in my drawer. And so that's why I chose to use it. How would you do it? What would be your suggestion in putting a line through the wood? I'm sure there's something easier than what I did. Okay, now again, don't laugh at me, but this is how I came up with how to do the holes in my graham cracker. I am using a tiny screwdriver. It's a Phillips head, and it's really small, and I'm taking my hammer and I'm barely tapping it into the wood because I don't want to crack the wood. So I'm just making the dots on top of the wood for the graham crackers, and I just repeat this on both pieces of wood until I'm complete. And then you will see me take the screwdriver and I kind of like put it in each hole and pretend I'm screwing it in a little bit, and then that kind of just like softens the hole to where it's round and doesn't have like that plus, or you know, that Phillips head shape inside of it. I want it to be a little bit more round like it is on top of an actual cracker. Again, seeing the way that I did it, how would you do it different? And would you prefer the clay over the wood, or would you prefer the wood over the clay? Like I said, mine is a candy jar. It's not just a decor piece, so that's why I chose wood. But which direction would you go? And how would you choose to put the holes in the top of the wood? Because this actually worked out fantastic. It was really a great idea. I ended up making 3 candy jars so far, and I do love the way that they all turned out. Now on to the second one. I do exactly the same thing that I did to the first one. So basically you are just repeating the process. And here they are both complete. I do decide to take a file or sandpaper, whatever you have, and I decide to distress the edges just a little bit so it's not so perfect. And so all I'm doing is really kind of just softening everything. You can do this step or you can choose to leave it out. This is just the look that I was going for. Next, I am going to apply some eyes to my jar. Now, she just hand drew hers on with a paint pen. I am not good at drawing, you guys, so I just made some eyelashes on my Cricut. But if you don't have a Cricut, you can use a paint pen or a Sharpie and draw them on yourself. Or you can even use black paint, whatever you choose to do. But I just chose to go ahead and cut some out on my Cricut, which made it a lot easier for me, and apply those to the front of the jar. So now I'm going to apply the mouth, and I do not cut this out on my Cricut. I do draw this with a Sharpie pen marker. Just put a little smiley face on there. That's not that hard to do. So super, super easy there. And then you want to do some pink cheeks. Now I'm using a brush, I believe one that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure. It's like a stipple type brush. And then I have some pink. I cannot remember which color pink I have. It's something by Folk Art, but any pink will do. And I kind of just tap the cheeks on there. There are a couple times that I mess with them because I don't like the way they turned out. I should have left them alone in the first place. But overall, this does turn out super, super cute, and it's easy. And now you just want to apply your graham crackers or your wood to your jar. And I like on the bottom to have the line and the holes showing so that it looks like a graham cracker. And so I place it on there, and then I decide to use the super wood glue from the Dollar Tree. It is my favorite. And even though part of this is not wood, it still helps it stick really well. So I apply the wood glue and then a little bit of hot glue, and then that's what I use to really stick that on there. Now you can use E6000. You can use just hot glue if you want, but because I am putting these on my station for people to buy, I want them to be something a lot more permanent. So that is why I chose to do it this way. If you have leftover candle jars, don't throw them away. My family makes fun of me because I don't throw them away, but you can find things to do with them. And I have made candy jars in the past, all different kinds. Like I said, I use them to store my craft items. And then when I came across the Distressed Princess video where she made these, I was like, oh my gosh, these are perfect for Valentine's Day. I have to do this, because who doesn't love a s'more, and who doesn't love some nice Hershey Kisses inside? So I just thought it was a fantastic idea. And so I went with it and just made it my own, which is what this is for. It's for inspiration and for you to come up and be creative and make something that maybe is similar, but maybe you have your own special twist. So just have fun with it. That's what this is all about, is having fun. And this is where I apply the other piece of wood to the lid. Like I said, you don't see the top of the lid. It's our graham cracker, technically, that we are gluing to the top. And I do the same technique with the wood glue and the hot glue. It just seals it really quick, and it really has a nice hold. So then you place it on there, and now you have yourself an adorable s'mores candy jar. Now, because it's Valentine's Day, I wanted to put a special little saying on the top. So I'm cutting something out on my Cricut and applying that to the top. You can come up with anything you want. I just kind of used different lettering and made my own, and just measured everything out. But you could handwrite something, or you can also get the transfers at the Dollar Tree and use those. Excuse me. So on this one, I believe I put hugs and kisses. I'm trying to read it upside down while I'm doing this voiceover. That is a saying I came up with for this one. And at the end of the video, you will see a couple others that I made. But these all turn out different, and they all turn out super adorable. So tell me what you think. Would you try this one out? Do you have any ideas that are different than the wood for the top and the bottom? Do you like the clay idea better? Go check her video out to see. But this is complete, and so I hope you like it, and I hope you are inspired to choose what you want to put inside. But because it said hugs and kisses, I do Hershey's Kisses. You could do marshmallows. You could do little love notes. You could do all kinds of different things. Be creative. Make it your own. But most of all, like I said, have fun, and I hope that you are inspired to make this one as much as I was when I watched her video. I wanted to remind you, if you have not yet hit that like button, please hit that like button. And I'm going to remind you, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button. I do all kinds of things. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. How the cookie crumbles, cookie review. I do DIYs, shopping hauls on a budget, not shopping hauls on a budget, DIYs on a budget and shopping hauls. Can I speak? No. All kinds of different videos, but I hope that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'd love for you to comment down below, and let's move on with the next project. So going on to the next project, as you can see, it's going to have a s'mores theme. This is a faux book stack. Now, I have already painted this one white. This is one from the DollarTree. Last year, I bought a case from their online store of the faux book stacks so that I could just create them for all different holidays. I still have a ton of them left, so I know they're still selling the faux book stacks because I did see them at one of my DollarTrees, but you can also use a crate. People do it that way as well. This is going to be a s'mores themed video all the way down to the next treat that I make. This is part one. I am wanting to do a part two. I'm going to work really hard to get part two out before the first of the month. But I have so many ideas for a s'mores theme that I wanted to share as many as I could with you. That includes treats and decor. So anyway, look for that video, the next video to come out. So right here, I am going to paint the bottom piece that melted chocolate color, and I just do the whole underneath and the sides so that it looks like a book stack. You will have to do a couple of coats to hide the paint from underneath. These books are pink and red, and so I like it to really be covered. I am going to tell you that I do struggle, I'm not going to lie, with my Cricut lettering when I apply it to these book stacks. I even apply a Mod Podge layer after I'm done painting, but I severely struggle with the paint peeling off. So it's always... It's always a guess whether that's going to happen or not. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that it might be easier for you to write them on with a Sharpie or to use transfers from the DollarTree. Or maybe I'm just using too strong of a transfer tape. I'm not quite sure. It seems like it goes on great for one or two, and then the third one always peels. But anyway, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but just go ahead and continue painting that bottom layer, and we will move on to the next color, light brown that I wanted. So I kind of went ahead with the same way I mixed it for the graham cracker on the jar, except this time I added a little bit more of a yellow tinge to it. So I mixed some of the melted chocolate, some of the white linen chalk paint, as well as yellow until I get the desired color that I want. This is going in the center of the book stack. So we have the melted chocolate on the bottom, and the center is going to be this lighter brown color, and then we will keep the top white. You're going to want to do a couple layers of, or a couple of coats of this color as well to get it covered completely. That is why I did do the whole base coat though with the white chalk paint, is so that it would be easier to cover that pink and that red. So just continue painting until you get this one done all the way around. So here it is. It's pretty much completed. I will do some touch-up paint in the end, but now I'm going to apply my decals that I made on my Cricut to the different layers. I have marshmallow for the white, I have chocolate for the brown, and I have graham cracker for the light brown or tan color. So like I said, we are going to apply these, but be very careful and make sure if you are using your Cricut that you're using a transfer tape that is not super strong. I do okay on the first 2 layers, but that third one takes me for a loop as usual, and I do manage to finally get it on there, but I did end up having to create a whole new thing on my Cricut because I ruined the first one. But I don't show all of that, but you want to go ahead and just apply your decals to each piece to look like the book stack. I really do love creating, and I love doing things with things that I find at the Dollar Tree. And as of lately, the Dollar Tree is blowing my mind with some of the stuff they came out with. I have made so many cute Valentine's decor items. It is so hard for me to take them to work and not just decorate my own home with them. But I am really, really loving crafting. It is totally my therapy. That's what I tell all of my clients when they ask me how I find the time. But I love it so much, and I don't know, I love doing the shopping hauls and then coming home and creating with the things that I buy. So just wanted to throw that in there. I hope you love creating as much as I do, because it really, truly is an amazing therapy for you to just kind of relax your mind and create. And now I'm moving on to the last one, and this will show you how it peels up as I'm trying to take the transfer tape off. The other ones went smooth as pie, but this one not so much, even though that's the first one I painted and dried the fastest. But you will see, for some reason, it did not like this, did not like my transfer tape, and I will start to pull, and then you see that paint come up. So that's when I stopped recording, and I had to repaint the bottom, throw away the decal, and make a new one. And I was able to get it stuck using some of the transfer tape that was not so strong. So lesson learned, I really, really need to invest in some better transfer tape when it comes to putting it on these book stacks. I don't know why. I struggle every time I make them. Now, this is just a s'mores thing that I created on my Cricut, and I had actually created a saying for something that I made, and this was the s'more that came with it. And so I had just cut it out, so I thought, oh, I'll just use it on my book stack. So this kind of came in handy. Again, I'm using my transfer tape and applying that s'more on top of the book stack. And now I want to embellish it with some cute ribbon. This buffalo check ribbon, I believe I got at Michael's a couple of years ago. And then I have some ribbon that I did get, well, ribbon and lace that I got from the Dollar Tree. I was going to put the beads on it, but as I display this, I kind of put the beads next to it. But I go ahead and try to measure, and I really want to use the buffalo check, but it's just a little bit too wide, but it goes so perfect with this book stack. So I end up having to cut one of the sides off, and it actually, I wasn't sure how it was going to look, but it turned out super cute. So you just want to measure your ribbon and choose whatever you like. I mean, you don't even have to put ribbon. You could take some jute twine and just wrap it around. There's all different things you can do. But I choose to do 3 different ribbons before making a little bow to complete this project. So after I cut this piece off, I do not throw it away because I want to use it for the bow, and it actually turned out looking super cute. So you don't have to throw scraps away. You can find different ways to use them. I just wanted to share that with you because you will see me end up using it when I create the bow. And I always apply my ribbon with some hot glue, and I just like put some glue down at the bottom, put that on, and then glue some more until that is secure. And I did kind of stick some glue on the sides because I didn't want the bow to shift too much or the ribbon to shift too much. But you do whatever you want. You don't have to glue it on. You can just kind of, well, you have to glue the ribbon on. But I was going to say, if you do jute, you don't have to glue that on because you can just kind of wrap it around and tie it. But you see me securing it with glue. Holy moly. Always having trouble talking. But I do love the way that this looks with it. And then I take this lace ribbon that I did get at the Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, you guys. When I found this, I was like, this is so cute. I think I bought like 7 of them because I was like, I don't know how much of this I'm going to use, but I don't want to run out, and I know Dollar Tree will run out really quick because they always do of the good stuff. So I bought like 7 or 8 of them. I don't know. I bought a lot. But I do use them, and it's so pretty. It's beautiful. It's high-end, and it's $1.25, and you get quite a bit of it. I mean, it makes a few projects for me when it's something like this small. And then the very last one I use is the Valentine's ribbon that almost looks like it's burlap. With hearts on it. I got that also at the Dollar Tree, and it's also super cute and just really kind of brightens up this piece of decor. Oh my goodness, this turns out so cute, and I love just that little hint of red to make it a Valentine's piece of decor. I mean, even without the bow, it's super cute, but I always like to put a bow on it just to finish it up. And I like to make messy bows. I don't know about you guys. I do some nice bows, but I just love those like messy bow looks where you're not really doing much. You're just kind of attaching some ribbon or some fabric together, tying it in the center, and then there it is. It's super cute. So that's all I do. I am using some other lace ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree that I have a ton of, and then the ribbons that I used on top or on the book stack itself, plus that piece that I cut off. And I just kind of layer them on top of each other, tie them in the middle, and then it is ready to glue on. I do use this red sheer ribbon that I also got from the Dollar Tree a while back, and that's what I use to tie this all together and to kind of tie in those red hearts with the bow. Just thought that that would be super cute, but you can also use a zip tie. That works really well, and then you can put ribbon over it to hide it. I've also wrapped twine around it and secured it that way, but you do you. I just chose to do this so that I could add a little bit or incorporate a little bit more red into it, and I don't know, just really make that color pop. And it is all done, and just look at how super cute this is. I do think I decided to put something in the middle, but I don't remember now what I chose to embellish this with. But I guess we'll see here in a minute because I have no idea. But how cute is it? Like even just like this, how cute is this? Maybe I don't embellish it or put anything in the center at all. I don't know. But I love the look of this. I love the s'mores theme. Oh, I do. I use a bead. There it is. I think I chose to go with a white pearl instead. Yes. No? Yes. I'm going back and forth. Yes, I have these pearl beads that I got at the Dollar Tree years and years ago. They do have them usually, but I've noticed my Dollar Tree is out of them recently, especially with Valentine's coming. But I have a couple different sizes of the pearls, and I just keep those on hand, and that kind of finished it perfectly. I do kind of put some glue dots around or underneath some of the ribbon so that the bow stays where I want it to be. But for a book stack that was pink and red, this one that I made over, I think turned out super cute. You can dangle these beads that are also from the Dollar Tree. Yes, believe it or not, they have these beads at the Dollar Tree. Look out for those. Cute to dangle on top of the book if you want to. I do know that people have a certain style with these beads, but I love the s'mores theme. What do you think about this? How would you change it, or would you do it exactly the same? I love it. I think it is totally adorable. We are moving on to the s'mores sweet treat I have for this video. This is really, really fun. It is a s'mores bark that you can share with your friends, families, a kid's party. I am starting with a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. This one is 24 ounces. I'm only using half a bag. And then I am going to put about a tablespoon of coconut oil in that. Now, you don't have to use the oil. You can use shortening, or you can leave it out altogether. Just make sure if you're microwaving, you microwave in 30-second increments and stir very well in between so that you do not burn the chocolate or seize it up, because that is never fun to work with. So I usually do, I pour them in, I put in my coconut oil or my shortening, I heat it up for a minute, I stir it, and then I do it in 30-second increments, and it usually takes me 2 more times typically, and then I just keep stirring until all the chocolate is melted. So this is the third time. I think I do a minute, 30 seconds, and 30 seconds. And then here is what it looks like. You just keep stirring, because trust me, those little pieces will melt. Like I said, you don't want to overdo it, but you don't want to underdo it. So it can be tricky, but you take that melted chocolate and you pour it onto some parchment paper. I just have this on top of one of my cutting boards. And you are going to want to spread it out into an even layer all the way across. And the semi-sweet chocolate, the darker chocolates, they tend to take a while to cool and harden up. Whereas like if you use white chocolate or candy melts, those tend to harden up a lot easier. So you have a little bit of time to work with this, because like I said, it stays pretty melted for a while. In fact, I ended up having to put it into the refrigerator to get it to be a little bit more easy to break. So anyway, that's just a little tip that I can give when making this bark or making anything that is with a semi-sweet or milk chocolate. So now we are going to add some graham cracker crumbs. I just use the ones that you can buy in the store. I don't use a ton. I just kind of sprinkle a little bit on there because I do want to add graham crackers to my bark as well. So now I'm just taking some mini marshmallows. You can use the fruity looking colored ones. You can use white. I'm just using the miniature ones and putting them all over the bark. Like I said, my chocolate is still warm, or it's still melted, so I can totally work with it. And I kind of put them on there, but then you want to kind of press them in just a little bit as well. You can use just a few, or you can use a lot like me. I was just kind of playing around. I have these coated marshmallows. Now, I have a grocery outlet where I live. I don't know if all of you have grocery outlets, but I always go there to find like things that I don't find anywhere else typically. And they have these birthday marshmallows that are coated in white chocolate and have sprinkles. I thought those would be really fun to cut in half and put on top for a little bit of color. So that's what you see me doing here. So now I'm going to add a few more of the graham cracker crumbs. I stopped before because I wanted to be able to put these things into the chocolate, and that's why I didn't do so much the last time. Now I'm just taking some graham crackers and breaking them into small pieces and putting them all over the bark to almost complete, almost I said, this s'mores delicious treat that you can give to people. These are just ideas that I come up with on my own. My head is constantly working. So like I said, create these and make them your own and have a good time with them. This was really fun, and I thought it was super cute to break up and give away. I did take some to my grandkids yesterday. I went and saw the twins, and I brought the other grandsons some of my bark, and they really liked it. They said, Mimi, it was good. So it's super fun to make their little faces smile. And now I created these cute little hearts. I have pink, red, and white. And I have a couple different silicone molds that I use. I got those on Amazon. I will link those in the description box below. They just come in really handy, and they only take a little bit to make. And I just had some candy melts on hand. I have a client actually that works for the chocolate company that creates a lot of these candy melts, so I get samples all the time, and they come in handy. But I will link all of that in the description box below that I get on Amazon, including the melts that you can use. I will link those as well. Now I'm taking some marshmallow fluff, and I heated it in the microwave for about 20 seconds, and then I just stir it so it's kind of like drizzly. And as you can see, I'm drizzling some marshmallow cream on top to almost complete this beautiful Valentine's bark. And what would Valentine's bark be without some Valentine's sprinkles? I get a lot of my sprinkles from Fancy Sprinkles. I have a subscription monthly with them, and I just love the combos that they come up with. But I also do buy sprinkles from the grocery stores, and I do get them at DollarTree sometimes. They have some really cute ones out right now, so I do grab those as well. I have a sprinkle fetish. I have so many sprinkles, I just don't know if I can use them fast enough. But anyway, I sprinkle those all along the top. And my friends, this bark is completed once it is chilled and set and ready to break. But wait, it's not yet complete because it needs a little bit of sparkle. I love this white diamond dust that I get on Amazon. It is an edible glitter, and it just sparkles and makes things absolutely beautiful. I will also link that down below. You do not have to do this step. I just chose to do it. I really, really like the way it makes this look. It's just a good presentation. And then this one is rose gold. I also got this one on Amazon. If I can find it again, I will also link that below. But you can use any color of edible glitter that you like. Just search edible glitter and find the ones that you think you would use. But I will, like I said, link those below. These are just some of the things that I found at DollarTree that you can put your bark in. I love these little pails that they have during the holidays, and then they have these cute tins. They have those really cute gnome bags, and those all are really cute to package up your bark. So pick which one you want to use and go with it. I will show you how I used all of them. My bark has been in the refrigerator, so it's very cold. I had it in there for a whole day, and now I can break it apart and get ready to package it all up. Start by breaking it up into chunks. Whatever size you like. I try to get a little bit of everything on each chunk, and the marshmallow cream made it a little bit hard to break, but I do love the way it looks. So you'll see pieces fall off, and I just kind of stick them back on, but I continue breaking. Another method is you could take a kitchen knife, like a big one, and you could cut your bark. That might be a little bit easier, and then you don't have these things falling off because everything's sticking to your fingers. But do as I say, not as I do. Do whatever is best for you, but continue breaking this up so that we can get it packaged into some really, really cute gifts. I'm going to start with the little pail. I love these. They have them like in 3 different patterns. I only grabbed a couple, but I really thought this was a cute idea if you wanted to put candy in it, or if you want to make this bark and put that inside, put a little bow or an ornament on it and give it to your neighbor, your coworker, your friend, your children, whoever, your parents. But I go ahead and I place some bark into this, and you will see that it turns out super cute. I'm going to use some red and white baker's twine. This is a thick baker's twine I got at Walmart on clearance 2 years ago for Christmas. But I am using that to tie around the sides. And then I have these adorable ornaments that I did get at the Dollar Tree. Yes, the Dollar Tree. I have yet to see them out again, and I only got a couple packages of them. So I did go online and I found some on Amazon as well, and I will link those in the description box below. It's actually a better price because you get more for your money, and they're super, super stinking cute to put on to any of these gift items. Now I'm going to use a cellophane bag, and I have these oversized liners. I'm not quite sure. I ordered them from Amazon like 3 years ago, and I never used them. So I will try to look them up. They're like baking liners, and I will link those below if I do find them. But I just kind of put some bark in those, and then I take that same baker's twine, kind of gather my cellophane bag, and I tie a bow and put a really super cute ornament on it. And again, this makes a really good gift. This is one of the bags I took over to my grandkids yesterday. But yeah, a really, really cute gift, and people love homemade treats. So I think that this is unique and fun. I have those heart baking cups. I got those years ago. I don't know if I got them in a store or on Amazon, but these cupcake liners I did get at the Dollar Tree. So you can choose whichever you like. I do like these baking cups, and I do know that the Dollar Tree has really started upping their game and carrying things like this there, so you just have to look. But if not, I'm sure you can get them at Michael's, Walmart, or I will link some down below. But I just fill the little cup with the bark. It looks adorable in this heart cup, and then I put it into a clear cellophane bag. And then do the same step where you tie the twine around it and put that really super sparkly cute ornament on it. Next, we are moving on to the Valentines 10. They have so many designs of these. They have some with gnomes on them. I got this one that says love. There's just some really cute ones. And what I did is I did cut a piece of parchment paper. You will see on the inside, I used the outside of it to trace, to put in there because I didn't want to put it directly in the 10. And then I just add my bark to it, put the lid on, and that one is complete. You don't even need an ornament or twine. You can add that if you want, but I chose not to. So I hope you enjoyed me making these s'mores themed items, the sweet treats and the decor. I hope you are inspired to make your own. Which one of these packagings do you like the best, and which ones would you do? I hope that you will join me with part 2 of my s'mores videos, DIYs, and another sweet treat coming up. These are just really good ideas for the upcoming Hallmark holiday, I call it. So I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, and comment below. And I'd love for you to share this video with your family and your friends. And until next time, next video, it might not be how the cookie crumbles, but it might be. You never know with me, right? But these items are so stinking cute, and I would love to get one of these as a gift from somebody. So I hope you choose to make these for yourself. Until next time, have a wonderful day and God bless.